Hey, how's it going? Jason here. And one of the things I've been getting you guys talking about in the comments below in a lot of my different videos, especially the most recent one I posted, was this idea of, hey, Jason, now that you're operating this business, why are you focused on things like accounting, on sales, and on the operations? Why aren't you focused on deal flow and finance? You've said in your prior videos, Jason, that deal flow and finance, those are the two keys to do deals. So what are you doing wasting your time with operations or with, sales within the business itself or operations or accounting or AR and AP? What are you doing wasting your time with those things? And my answer to you is this. You cannot delegate that which you do not understand. First of all, again, you cannot truly and masterfully delegate that which you do not understand. But more importantly than that, I'm not simply trying to do a roll-up. While yes, our acquisition strategy is to make acquisitions and to consolidate a fragmented industry in the manufactured housing industry, that is true, that is our thesis. We're not simply in this game to do a roll-up, we're in this game to be the very best operators in the industry. Something I feel extremely passionate about becoming is the best of the best. And so for me as the CEO and founder to be the best of the best, I need to know everything I can about contracts and legal and accounting and operations and internal sales and maintenance. I need to know every facet and every aspect of the business. So whether it comes to hiring, whether it comes to scaling, whether it comes to being able to analyze another acquisition, whether it becomes the art of stabilizing a property once we buy it in the future. All these things are so important that if I wasn't taking an active role in those parts of the business, in the future, we would be compromised as a group. Here's another factor. As the principal and majority shareholder of Brighter Living Properties, I could argue that nobody would care more about its success than me. By definition, I have the greatest equity of anybody in the company, so it's not such a logical fallacy to consider that I may care the most of anybody on the planet for Brighter Living's success. Now, my team and our team, we're super committed, so that's not a jab at our team. For those of you guys who are on the team watching, I know we're in this together. This is a team effort, right? But my point in the matter is that if me, at the 51% shareholder, stakeholder of the company plus, right, is the majority stakeholder in the business, if I'm not focused on the accounting or the operations or the AP or the internal sales or the maintenance, right, or the stabilization of new acquisitions, if I'm not the one that's even focused on that, how can I really expect somebody else to get super passionate about that? How can I expect somebody else to get super passionate about that? Now, I know what you're going to say. Yeah, but Jason, it's about specializing. It's about delegating. It's about getting other people in these specialized roles to do what they're great at so that you can do what you're great at, which some would argue would be raising finance, meeting sellers, and doing deals, right? That's what I'm focused on doing, and that's really, I would say, the area in which I'm most specialized and skilled. But that being said, for us to truly bring in great investors, for us to procure future financing, for us to do refinances, and really for us to be the best in the business, I need to understand all facets of the business. So even if today I didn't make 100 calls to potential motivated sellers, which trust me, I didn't. I was focused on the business. I worked in the business today as opposed to on the business. Which again, I know someone will say in the comments, well, Jason, you should never work in the business as a CEO. You should work on the business. You should be making calls. You should be procuring finance. Again, what are you doing? And my bigger point is when you masterfully operate the acquisitions which you've already made, it becomes infinitely easier to procure future financing for acquisitions you would like to make. Again, let me say that again. When you masterfully operate the acquisitions that you've already made, it will become infinitely easier to make subsequent acquisitions and to procure the financing for those acquisitions. Because when your books are tight, when your books are right, when your operations are sharp, and when you truly know every facet of the business, that comes through in your conversation and in your ability to articulate the thesis and your business, whether you're talking to an investor, whether you're talking to a banker, whether you're talking to a potential seller. It opens up doors. So even if I have to take a half a step backwards and I'm not immediately full-time on the hunt for another deal right now, it will make things easier for us in the future. And as a side note, because I have other members on my team and really our team, the Brighter Living team, there are other people that are looking for deals, not right now, literally, because it's 9 o'clock at night, but today I'm pretty much certain, in fact, I am certain, that we had at least one individual on the team that was reaching out to sellers. We may have actually had 2 or 3 people reaching out to sellers today, right? So we're making moves. Yesterday, we had conversation with different investors. I know one of our team members called me and he had a conversation with an investor that reached out to us that's thinking about putting his money with us, right? So that's the power of building a team. And that's something I deeply believe in. Now, how you go about your business is your business. I'm not here to tell you about your business unless if you request my advice. But I wanted to clear the air about that because I've been getting a lot of comments and questions about delegation. Now, yes, I will be delegating the accounting and the law. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so we've always delegated the legal stuff largely. But I will be delegating the accounting and the bookkeeping and the operations and the maintenance in time. All of those things I'll be delegating. But if I, again, don't understand them myself, it makes it tougher for me to truly be a world-class manager, leader, and CEO.